there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. Welcome to the second in our series of Witchtober videos. This is a series of videos where I am coloring witches throughout the month of October. I do have specific color palettes that I'll be working from that I have shared on Instagram and on my community tab here on YouTube. Today's video is going to be focusing on the palette Death Witch. Which I keep wanting to say Death Wish, and I know that's not right. So if I stumble over that a couple more times, I'm just letting you know in advance. So today's palette is really kind of a cool look, something a little different, something a little fun, and I'm excited to use that palette. So this is the book that I'm coloring in. So this is Jade Summer Cute Witches. It's a book I've had in my collection for a very long time, and I just have never colored in it. So I'm excited to finally be doing that. So this is the page that I found for this palette, and I think it's going to be so cool to use. So I just wanted to give you a kind of a look to see what it looks like beforehand. I'm going to be doing, of course, some marker work because that makes my pages go faster. Some work probably with my Prismacolors again because that is what I'm most comfortable with. But I will be popping in here and there to show you different sections of the page that I'm working on. And yeah, I think she's going to look really cool. So yeah, right now I'm just going to go gather some supplies. And when I come back, we will start working on something. I'll talk to you again here in a second. Okay, so here we are. I've got all of my markers pulled, and we're going to do a speed color with some marker work. I decided to do the Flames green since that really cool green color is in the palette, and I wasn't sure where to put that. So I decided to put on the Flames, and then of course I have to have some rim lighting with that same color, so that's what I'm doing there. The whole background is getting a dark coat. I want this page to be pretty moody. So I decided to go dark with my background. Now the markers will look kind of distorted when you first see it go down because of course the way that this paper in that Jade Summer book, the way the paper is makes everything look darker till the marker dries. So it's not quite as dark as it's appearing right now. It will lighten up quite a bit, but still dark and moody. Achieved my goal there. All right, so here I've got, I wanted to use purple, so I just started putting purple in. I'm gonna use that on the curtains there, and then a couple other spots here in a minute. And I'm using the purple also as a base layer for the bird. Now, as when I do my shading, which I did not record, unfortunately, I do shade it with some black, and so it still looks like a crow. It just has purple highlights, which turned out pretty neat, I think. Really liked the way that ended up looking. And the chair, I really like the way that ends up looking in the end, too. Here I'm going through and doing her hair. I used a very light gray marker, but of course it looks super dark when you first put it on, but it will dry very lightly. And then I wanted to make sure that I got that beautiful fuchsia color kind of put in here and there. So I did that on the bottoms of her shoes and the bows there, a couple of accents on her outfit. I end up adding it to her hat, and then all of the eyes of the skeletons get that color too in the end, and I really like the way that looks. So here you can really see the rim lighting on the side of the hat there, and then I kind of emphasize that even more with my shading once I get to that part of the video too. And then of course her hat and her boots have to match, so same color there. So this is all just an Ohuhu marker. It's just a really dark purple color that I have that I haven't used very much, and thought this would be a perfect use for it. Kind of fit the palette perfectly. And then her whole outfit is just black. I just wanted everything to be really dark and moody, so I just kept going. Well, it's not black, but it's a nice dark gray. And then I didn't think that I had enough of the green on the page, so I decided to use that green on her staff as well. And then her throne, I guess, her fancy chair, is also getting a coat of gray. I tried to keep my grays similar in tone, so they're all kind of a green-gray color, but you know, make sure that I varied it in value so that there's enough contrast between different parts of the page. But yeah, I really like the way that the markers turned out, and then we'll get started with the shading. All right, so here is where we are after some pencil shading and a little bit of black glaze pen on the background there. I know it's going to be kind of reflective, so hopefully, here, I'll hold it at this angle so you can kind of see what it's looking like so far. But I like the way it's going. I wanted to come back and do a little bit of real-time coloring on her skin. And then I will probably end up speeding this back up again to finish off her clothes and her hair. And then we'll add maybe some fun embellishments at the end. But for her skin, I really want to add in some grays, a little bit of green, and a little bit of purple. I know that sounds crazy, but hopefully, fingers crossed that it works. There's not a ton of skin that I have to work with either, so I'm just going to be adding little bits and pieces here and there. So let me zoom you in a little bit, and we'll get started on her skin. Okay, so I'm just going to start with some gray, and if you look at the inspiration images, you can see that most of the faces are kind of gaunt, and that's kind of what I'm going to try for. I know she has a really pretty face right now, but I'm going to try to add a little bit of scariness. Not really scary, but just off-putting. So I'm going to add in some cheekbones here. So I'm just using the gray and adding a little bit of shading here, and we'll do a little bit here too. And then I'm going to make sure to add in a good amount of shading around the lips and the eyes. I mean, of course, everywhere else where there would normally be shading as well, but specifically those areas. I'll add a little bit of shading up just around the jawline there. Okay, and then we need to add in a little bit right in here. And then under the nose. And that little part right there on the nose too. We'll add a little bit of that there. Okay, so she looks crazy, but I'm hoping that this will work. So I'm just going to start with the next lightest color that I have. So I started with, what is that one? That one is Cool Gray 50, and now I'm using Cool Gray 30. Blend that out just a little bit all the way around. And then we're going to switch to Cool Gray 10, and that's even going to be, okay. That should give me a good, there we go. That should be good. Okay. We're going to use a little bit of pink as well. So I'm going to take the, let's go ahead and work with this green. So I've got the Pale Sage, and I'm just going to add in a little bit on her nose and a little bit on her chin and along her jawline here. And a little bit up above her eyes, and then down from her forehead right there. We're going to add the little tiniest bit of this Deco Pink, like super tiny bit. Because she's just going to have barely any color on her skin. And then the purple I'm going to use actually for the shadow area. So this is Parma Violet, and I'm just going to go ahead and use that in all the darkest areas. So again, I want to really focus underneath the eyes and around the eyes. So it looks like her eyes are pretty sunken. And then the cheeks. Okay, so that looks like a crazy hot mess. We're gonna blend this out again with my 10%. Add a little bit more of the 30% gray right around her eyes there. Okay, and then we're gonna take the white and try to blend some of that together a little bit more. All right, that looks good. I'm gonna add in black now. So this is just around her eye. Okay, I do want to add in some black lips. To do the black lips, I usually just start with black and then I'll add in a gray to blend it a little bit. Try to leave a highlight. If you can't, you can always come back in with your Posca. Okay. All right, I think she looks sufficiently scary. I'm gonna go ahead and give her black eyebrows, even though she's got light gray hair, just because I want to. Okay. All right, she's looking pretty good. I'm gonna add a little bit more shading just under her nose here and under the mouth. And then just like along the hairline and under the hat. Just the tiniest bit of black. Okay, I think she looks sufficiently spooky. What do you guys think? I think she looks all right. Oh, that's probably not in focus. Hang on. Sorry. I think she looks okay. So, yeah, I think she's going to be good. I'm going to do her eyes really quick. And I think I'm going to do... I'm trying to decide if I want to do like this magenta color, like the same with like the skeletons. All the skeletons have that color. I think that's what I'm going to do. So that is a mix of two colors, but I think I'm just going to start with the Dahlia purple. And she's got that big highlight drawn in there already. So start with the Dahlia purple, add a little bit of the lavender or the new equivalent. I can't remember what the new equivalent is in the Prismacolors. And then I'm going to use the white. To blend it. That looks good. I'm going to darken up that pupil again. Okay, I like her face. I think she looks cute. Hopefully you guys can see like the little bit of color variation that's in there. I like it. Okay, so I'm just going to do the rest of her skin with that kind of same color palette, and yeah, and then we'll move on to some clothes, to some shading her clothes a little bit more. All right, so I will talk to you guys again here in a second. right, guys, here's what we've got so far. I've got just a couple things left that I want to do. I want to use my black Link Shine pen and some stickles and add a few fun embellishments in here. Really like the way that this is turning out. So I'm just going to use my black Link Shine on the two, whatever those are, torches, and a couple other places. And then when we come back, I will show you where I'm going to put the stickles. I'd forgotten about the feathers, so I'm going to do those really quick too, but I don't want to mess up my page. So I'm going to cover up where I put the stickle, or the sparkle pen, because I'm pretty sure that I would screw it up if I didn't. So I'm just going to do a light layer of the lavender, cover over that with white, and then I'm gonna just draw in some texture lines with that one. There we go. And then these ones I'm just gonna do just like normal shading. Okay, there we go. All right. There's that. So now I'm going to use these stickles, and it's not Stardust and it's not Diamond, I don't believe. It's Crystal. So I'm using the Crystal stickles. I'm going to put it on the fire. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit on there, and then I'm just kind of moving it around with my with the nozzle of the bottle. All right, really like that. And then one more thing I forgot. Gosh darn it! I'm going to use the dark dahlia to add in eyes on there. Okay, yeah, and then I'm going to also add some stickles to her staff. Okay, do that, and then I did see one more spot that I wanted to add something. So down here at the very bottom of the staff, I'm going to add some black glitter gel pen. And then, was that it? I'm going to use the white Posca very carefully because I've already put stickles down. Gosh darn it. I'm going to try to just kind of do like a little shine thing on the eyes. That one didn't work very well, but that's what it is. And then what else? I want to do a little bit bigger dot on there. We'll add another little shine to her gemstone there, and a little bit to that one. Okay. All right, let me zoom out. Okay, so here's the finished product. I really like the way that this turned out. I was kind of worried when I started first doing the coloring, the shading on the curtain here. I was like, oh, this is going to take forever. But I persevered and did it. The only thing that I'm not loving is the fact that my Posca immediately turned pink, but that's because I used this dark purple. Dahlia purple is notorious for turning your Posca colors. So we're just going to leave it like that, though. I think it's cool. I like the stickles on there. I'm not a huge fan of the glazed pen, but I just wanted something very dark and black. Like even blacker than like what a black marker would have been. And I think the glazed pen is a really good option for that. But yeah, so there she is. There is my Death Witch. I'll put the color palette again up on this side, and I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Stay tuned next week for the next two witches. I'm very excited to continue doing this series. So thanks so much for being here today, and until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.